Yes, sir. Start.
Good morning and welcome to Virtual Classroom Project. It's a collaborative initiative, web initiative of Department of Geology, Government VYT PG Autonomous College Durg, and Department of Applied Geology, National Institute of Technology, Raipur. We have with us Dr. Neeraj Vishwakarma from Department of Applied Geology, National Institute of Technology, Raipur. And today we are going to discuss various types of metamorphism. So good morning, Doctor, and welcome to this session of Virtual Classroom. Shall we start?
Yeah, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning to all of you. And as we have discussed in the previous class, the various agents of metamorphism.
Yes.
Now, in this class, we are trying to discuss about the various types of metamorphism. And there are various classifications of metamorphic rocks or metamorphism based upon their various factors. But the most important factor for one classification is based upon the main agents, principal agents involved in the process of metamorphism. As we have discussed earlier, there are three main agents in the metamorphic process: P, T, and X.
Yes.
Pressure, temperature, and chemically active fluids. All the agents involved in any metamorphic process, but their involvement varies. One factor become more dominant than the other. So based upon this dominancy, the metamorphic rocks, a type of metamorphism has been classified. Various types of metamorphism exist. One is known as that is thermal metamorphism. In thermal metamorphism, heat is the main source of metamorphic process. Means heat means temperature. Another one is dynamic metamorphism. Dynamic metamorphism means when the stress is more dominant factor. Dynamothermal metamorphism, when both temperature as well as pressure plays dominant role. Apart from this, another classification is that is metasomatism. One school of thought believe that metasomatism is not a purview of metamorphism, but one school of thought believe that metamorphism is also kind of metamorphism. Metasomatism is also kind of metamorphism. So still debate is there, but if the fruit phase is more dominant, then it is termed as metasomatism.
Metasomatism. Wonderful.
Metasomatism.
So, sir, these four types, as you have mentioned just now,
yes, sir.
They show the say either combination of various agents or individual action of various agents, and the classification is based on the degree of dominance of the agent.
Degree of dominance of the agents.
Yes.
Because it is not possible that in a thermal metamorphism there will be no role of pressure. Definitely pressure will be there, but its amount will be very less.
Yes.
Its degree will be very less.
Right.
So this is one classification. Another classification that is proposed by the International Union of Geological Sciences, SCMR, schematic study of metamorphic rocks. They have classified the metamorphic rock, type of metamorphism based upon their field relationship, and they have been classified the metamorphic rock, type of metamorphism into 5 distinct categories, based upon the field evidences in what process the process involved in the metamorphism. So one type of metamorphism is contact metamorphism. Another one is regional metamorphism. Third one is hydrothermal metamorphism. Next one is fault zone metamorphism, and last one is impact metamorphism. So this is again the classification of metamorphism based upon the field relationship as well as the process involved in the metamorphism. So now now we will go one by one. For example, in contact metamorphism, contact metamorphism, as the word indicates, contact means when two things are in
Contact.
coming together,
Yes.
coming into the contact.
Mhm.
So when any plutonic body or any intrusive body or any magmatic body comes into the contact with the country rock,
Mhm.
then the rock becomes metamorphosed due to the liberation of the heat from the intrusive body to the country rock.
Mhm.
This type of metamorphism is known as contact metamorphism.
Mhm.
Contact metamorphism always associated with the intrusive bodies. Contact metamorphism, temperature is more dominant agent.
Yes.
One more thing, in contact metamorphism, it always takes place in a small scale.
Mhm.
It varies from few centimeter up to few kilometer.
The effect of this metamorphism will be localized along the contact of that magma and country rock.
Definitely, sir.
Yes.
Definitely, sir. Because it is a local metamorphism, it is always associated with the intrusive body. So always takes place all around the intrusive body, where the heat can transmit from the intrusive body to the country rock.
Yes.
So it is a very local type of metamorphism, local scale metamorphism, but it is always associated with the intrusive bodies. Yes, the effect of the area of the country rock depends upon the volume of the intrusive body,
Mhm.
composition of the intrusive body,
Mhm.
as well as the depth at which the intrusive body intruding the country rock.
Mhm. These are the
So
major factors which will
these
be,
are the main,
say,
yes,
controlling the nature and amount and degree of metamorphism, contact
metamorphism, yeah. And then what is used in this context is that is pyrometamorphism.
metamorphism.
It is a high temperature metamorphism. It is generally restricted to the volcanic rocks, associated with the volcanic rocks.
Mhm.
Say in the case of, suppose xenoliths are there, they may be showing some sort of evidence of high temperature metamorphism.
Mhm.
That is pyrometamorphism. Again, it is a contact, it is a type of metamorphism. So contact metamorphism, we can also say it is a thermal metamorphism.
Mhm.
One more thing, in next slide, please. Suppose in this, this is the diagram. Here you can say this is the intrusive body. This is a granitic pluton,
Mhm.
and these are these country rocks. If the granitic pluton intruded the country rock, some heat may be liberated from this pluton to the country rock, and the country rock become metamorphosed. So a different zones may develop into the country rock. These zones are known as contact aureoles. These are known as aureoles.
Mhm.
These may develop due to the metamorphic process. As we go away from the intrusive body, the degree of metamorphism decreases, our grade of metamorphism decreases.
Mhm.
So towards the inner core, we will get high temperature mineral assemblies, high grade mineral assemblies. But as we go away from the intrusive body, the grade of metamorphism decreases, and to some extent, we get unmetamorphic rocks.
Wonderful.
So these are known as contact aureoles. One more thing, in contact metamorphism, or say thermal metamorphism, temperature is the most dominant agent rather than the pressure.
Mhm.
So a fabric may not develop properly,
Mhm.
but the rocks become recrystallized,
Mhm.
and the rocks become more and more fine grained
Mhm.
due to density. So a new texture may be developed, that is horn-falsic texture. Horn-falsic texture may develop into the metamorphic rocks due to contact metamorphism or thermal metamorphism. hornfelsite texture is defined as a random orientation of the micaceous material. Random orientation due to absence of the stress.
There is no directional feature in that.
Yes,
They
yes,
are
yes.
randomly oriented. Wonderful, sir.
Yes.
And the resulting rock is hornfels.
Yes, 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 sir. Sure.
Wonderful.
Now, next we comes to the regional metamorphism. Regional metamorphism, as the word indicates, regional means it's a large scale. It covers an area of hundreds of kilometers, hundreds to thousands of kilometers area. This type of metamorphism covers. Regional metamorphism, both temperature and pressures are play important roles. Both temperature as well as pressure.
Yes.
These type of metamorphism always associated with the orogenic belts, all along the plate boundaries, Precambrian shield areas, any geosynclinal basins, ocean floor basins, like that.
So all these tectonic settings, they will show the evidences of regional metamorphism.
Regional metamorphism, definitely, definitely. So apart from this, regional metamorphism cover a large area. Pressure is also important. So some fabrics may develop. These rocks, most of the time, these rocks shows fabric. Means either they may be foliated, or mesosity may develop, or cystosity may develop into the rock. Now these rocks again may be depending upon the area where this metamorphism is taking place. These type of metamorphism may further classify into three distinct categories. One is known as orogenic metamorphism, which usually takes place in the orogenic belts. So, for example, in case of in India, that Eastern Ghat Mobile Belt, that's an orogenic belt. Delhi Aravalli Fold Belt, that is also an orogenic belt.
Say Alpine Himalayan orogenic belt.
Definitely, definitely. These are all orogenic belts. So this is a orogenic belt, orogenic metamorphism. And then is boreal metamorphism. Boreal metamorphism is mainly associated with the large sedimentary basins. For example, in case of, if we see for Vindhyan Basin, in the Vindhyan Basin, the lowermost part of the lowermost succession of the Vindhyan Basins are low-grade metamorphosed. That is mainly due to regional metamorphism. That is the overlying load causing the rock metamorphosed. But it, very low-grade metamorphism. So another is ocean floor metamorphism. When we in oceanic basin where the divergent movement is there, the new crust is being added and it pushes the crust towards the old crust away. So due to heat and pressure, the oceanic floor get also metamorphosed. This type of metamorphism is known as ocean floor metamorphism. Now, apart from this, another thing is hydrothermal metamorphism. Hydrothermal metamorphism, as we have discussed earlier, that is metasomatism. That is again, if the fluid phase is involved, particularly H2O-rich fluid are involved, that is termed as hydrothermal.
So role of fluid prominent in this.
Fluid dominant metamorphism. So generally, it is a kind of metasomatism. So various kinds of skarn deposits may develop into these process. And then is fault zone metamorphism. Fault zone metamorphism always takes place in the vicinity of major fault zones, major fault planes. When in any fault zone, what happened? Two blocks slides past each other. So due to heat, due to friction, heat is generated, and shear stress is also there. So both stress and heat may cause recrystallization of the material all along this fault plane. This type of metamorphism is known as fault zone metamorphism. It is also known as cataclastic metamorphism, because some crushing is there. The rock may produce, again, it may be myelonites may develop. Myelonites may develop due to this type of metamorphism. And there is a shocked metamorphism. It is mainly associated with the impact of extraterrestrial material like some meteorites or comets. Because when the meteorites or comets hit the surface of the earth, they have a lot of velocity, so they create an impact on the earth crust, and a crater is being formed. And where this impact is there may be due to high pressure, some high pressure minerals may develop.
It is somewhat like hammering a surface, is it?
Yes, sir.
So that
it's like a hammer
or comet, it is sudden impact of that will act like hammering the surface of the earth, and it will some metamorphism.
Yes. A very good example in Indian context is Buldhana, that is a Lonar crater. Lonar crater in Maharashtra, Buldhana district. That is an example of this part.
Sir. Wonderful.
If we go all along this crater margin, we will get high pressure mineral assemblies. That's an example of impact or shocked metamorphism. So this is what about the matter. Apart from this, another classification we generally prefer, we generally use the word prograde metamorphism as well as retrograde metamorphism. This classification based upon the grade of metamorphism. In prograde metamorphism, the lower temperature mineral or lower grade mineral assemblies is converted into the high grade mineral assemblies. Low grade mineral assemblies is converted into the high grade mineral assemblies. That is a prograde, means grade increasing, means temperature and pressure condition gradually increases. So, for example, in case of green cyst facies metamorphic assemblies, if converted into the amphibolite facies mineral assemblies, this type of metamorphism is known as prograde metamorphism.
Means, as you had mentioned in the previous lecture, that in the first lecture, introductory lecture regarding metamorphism, that even a metamorphic rock can be further metamorphosed and it will create another metamorphic rock. So, totally for this prograde metamorphism is metamorphic, low-grade metamorphic rock, and now after the metamorphism, it will be creating a higher grade of metamorphic rock. Is it?
Yes. Prograde metamorphism means suppose any metamorphism when it starts and going upward, that is a prograde. Means temperature and pressures are continuously increasing.
Yes.
That is prograde. But sometimes what happened, retrograde metamorphism is also there. Means the temperature and pressure condition gradually decreases. Means suppose a rock is present at a high temperature pressure condition. When it's exposed to the lower temperature pressure condition, again the mineral reaction takes place and some new rock may be developed. Some new mineral assemblies may develop. This type of metamorphism is known as retrograde metamorphism. So higher pressure mineral, higher grade of mineral assemblies may convert into the low grade mineral assemblies. For example, with prograde metamorphism, one may OPX plus piezochlays give rise to CPX plus garnet plus quartz. This is a mineral reaction. That is a prograde mineral reaction. But here, almandine plus water give rise to chloride plus quartz.
Mm-hmm.
This is a retrograde metamorphism. The grade is decreasing.
So, sir,
So
somehow the whole game is that of attaining the equilibrium. Is it so?
Yes,
Means,
yes, definitely.
during the prograde metamorphism, the mineral assemblage which was in equilibrium in certain pressure, temperature, and chemical conditions, when those conditions they increase in degree, so the mineral assemblage it gets unstable, it becomes unstable, and again it tries to attain the equilibrium through the formation of new minerals which are say stable in the new set of PTX condition. Is it so?
For example, yes, definitely. It's a metamorphic process is like this. For example, suppose a rock is composed of three minerals, say A, B, C. A, B, C are the three minerals present in an igneous rock, any rock. And this rock is exposed to a temperature pressure condition that is P1 and T1. Suppose these minerals may stable under a certain set of temperature pressure condition that is T1 and P1. But suppose if the temperature pressure condition departs from these conditions, means the rock is exposed to a new set of environment where the temperature pressure conditions are T2 and P2. Then what will happen? The mineral A, B, C, which were present into the mineral, into the rock, may become unstable. Some of they may become stable, some of they become unstable. Those minerals which will become unstable, they will react and to try to generate a new set of mineral assemblies that will be stable into a new set of environment that is T2 and P2. So during this process, some minerals may react themselves to form a new set of mineral that will stable into that particular set of temperature pressure condition. So this is the process of metamorphism, nothing.
So it can be lower to higher, so it will be prograde metamorphism, and if it becomes higher to lower, then it becomes retrograde metamorphism.
Definitely, sir. Definitely, sir.
Right. So, sir, thank you so much for enlightening us with various types of metamorphism, and we will continue this web series, and we'll be meeting.
Sure, sir. Sure.